జూమ్ లో వచ్చేవాళ్ళు ఇక్కడ ఉద్యోగాలు కనిపించాలి కదా, అవి కనిపిస్తుందా? ఆ, ఆ. ఎక్కడ కనిపిస్తుందా? ఆహా. అది పెట్టు. ఉమ్. ఉమ్.
ఆడియో కావాలి సార్.
ఉమ్.
స్టార్ట్ అయితే ఆడియో. హలో.
Good morning, sir. We will start at 11 a.m., sir.
At 11 a.m. So can we disconnect now? It's been like
Yes,
15 minutes.
it's okay. I will.
Thank you.
మాట్లాడితే
Hello, mic testing. Google this mic. దాంట్లో మాట్లాడేవాళ్ళు mic. Start.
ఆడియో
అవును.
అదే అందుకే
ఓకే. Take better.
Hello. Anyone else will be joining now or like hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. We'll start in 5 minutes, sir. We're just assembling the students.
Okay.
Students. So, we have had some discussion on this budget. There are the last one. They noted down some of the points on this budget. And the budget of the investment environment. Investment environment. So this investment environment tells us about what type of interest rates are in the economy, what are the sectors. On investment you are taking some, we have to go through some sectors. So sectors to choose that the budget gives you some direction. Budget level, what sectors are going to get a lot of focus on the digitalization, digital media, technology media, lot of focus. So like digital currencies. So, digital rupee, a lot of expenditure on infrastructure, all these sectors. So we budget spend without that money, then we will go and invest there. So that's what we call investment environment. So who investing on environment only, economy, you might have studied in business environment also. What type of macroeconomic situation is there? There are RBI policy money. What is the policy of RBI tells us? Not digital currency, but there are two types of policies in that: monetary policy, fiscal policy. So RBI tells us about monetary policy. Now, monetary policy means what type of interest rates are there? Whether we are increasing interest rates or decreasing interest rates. And fiscal policy is decided by the government. Budget, what type of expenditures and all this. So these are the backdrop in which our subject operates: investment, security analysis, portfolio management. So మనం ఇదంతా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. So what is the financial market safety? What is the general environment? What is the taxes? So for that we have some experts from Hyderabad. So now I request Swarga to introduce these two financial experts.
Yeah. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Here are the two guests. One guest name is Mr. Ravikishore KNV, FCA, CMA, and CS, and other guest name is Mr. Harshavardhan Manne, CA, CMA. Ravikishore is a qualified chartered accountant having 12 plus years of post-qualification experience and a cost and management accountant with All India 9th rank. Also CS, having worked with industries like manufacturing, wholesale jewelry, branded jewelry, trunky construction, and marketing agencies. Currently working as a managing partner with RRKV and Associates of Chartered Accountants. He was a key managerial person for the board meetings and other general meetings in the multinational companies. Specializes in finance, accounting, and banking incorporation services. He is not only has experience in direct tax, incorporation, GST, and accounting, but also has industrial exposure into accounting, finance, banking, and has dealt with international banks also. And also having expertise in setting up business startups and in Middle East countries, and professionals in a project works and bank and finance. Next, Mr. Harshavardhan Manne, an experienced professional with 11 plus years of post-qualification experience in finance, accounting, taxation in manufacturing, power generation, mining, and financial consultancy services. Harshavardhan Garu is an associate member of Chartered Accountants of India and associate member of Institute of Cost and Works Accountant of India. As a financial analyst and led government PPP advisory services, Harsha has worked on a number of funding transactions for businesses in diverse sectors, and he also reviews the project for quantifying the economic growth and benefits of financial benefits of the project. He has represented government and multilateral financial institutions on behalf of the clients. Next, progressed into power, steel, and mining sectors, wherein had gained experience in taxation and accounts function, and also manager of the Maharatna company. His activities includes preparation of balance sheets, vetting, and concurrency of proposals. And he is interested in reading books on Indian economy and Indian political system. So now I request Ravikishore Garu to have some words on budget presentation. Thank you.
Yes, can I request the admin to enable us to post the presentation, please?
Good morning, sir. Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes, sir, we are able to.
Yeah. but we are not able to share the screens because like we have prepared a
Host disabled presentation screen sharing.
so like if we want to share some screens or something, that will be easy for us. Hello.
Yes, sir, I will share, I will give you that screen.
May I know like how many students are there and what are the category of the students, like they are MBA students or like how it is?
Yes, we have MBA finance specialization students, sir.
Okay.
There are around 40 members we have assembled here today, sir.
Okay.
And also this meeting is being live streamed on YouTube also, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So are you able to share screen now, sir? Can you just see, check?
Yes.
Yes, we can share.
So yeah, I now request Ravi Kishore sir to
Yeah,
interact.
we will just, yeah, I will tell you about the budget. This particular budget has just been made in such a way that I will say it is an expenditure budget. I will not say it is a revenue budget. Why I will say is the expenditure budget is that the main focus means like you can see there are no changes in the taxation. No changes. Like whatever was the change means like whatever was the rates and all the things, the same rates they have told, and they have not changed a single tax rate. So I would say that this budget is a purely expenditure budget, and expenditure budget to improve the businesses, to attract and to make the ease of doing business much easier, and to attract the foreign investment, to attract the people to start the business. So I would say it is a expenditure budget, and the budget they given many good advantages to all the stock, to all the startups and to all the MSME sector. So it because just because the whatever the possibilities they given in the budget, that will attract the that attracts the customer to do more business. So that is the main focus of the budget. So now I request Mr. Harsha to start the thing.
Good morning to everyone. This is Harsha. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Whether the students can interact with this platform or it's only a one-sided communication?
They can interact, but a little bit, sir, because we are giving in the projector.
Okay.
They can interact with us, right?
They can come and interact. Once you ask questions, they will come to that.
Okay, no issue. That's what I would like to ask regarding this, because if it is a more interaction, then it would be very interesting session. And we would be like to present your budget analysis for the year 22-23, and me and Ravi will be sharing the presentation and explaining the things regarding the union budget. And at first, this would be our agenda today. The first thing is basic terms which we will generally use in the economics or in a budget. What exactly the terms which the students will read in everyday newspapers, or in a way if they watch any business news or any televisions, what exactly terms explains this. Then we will be explaining what exactly the economic scenario has happened in 2021 and 22, and a budget at a glance for next financial year of 22 and 23, and the revenue and expenditure for this current budget for the year 22-23, and what is the taxation, what is the direct taxation, what rates the budget is presenting, and how it will impact for the individuals and the corporate. And for the next 25 years, the government, actually this budget has prepared basing on the foundations for growth and development for the next 25 years. That is, what are the pillars for the union budget of at Amritkal in the next 25 years, what they wants to do. These are the foundation steps they were taking at the 75th year of our independence. Can someone says what exactly the budget is?
Some response. In budget and revenue, sir. This one, income and expenses of the government. Correct.
Is the estimate of income and expenditure.
Hello. We are not able to listen to the voice properly.
Is the estimate of income and expenditure of the government, sir.
It is like a document which shows an estimated revenue and estimated expenditure for the particular year. And since you are to some extent is correct, then we will be. So, is there any word budget is mentioned in the Indian Constitution?
No idea, sir.
Okay, no issue. The word budget is not mentioned in anywhere in Indian Constitution. It says only annual financial statement under Article 112 of the Constitution of India. Every year, the government, which is ruling in the center, has to present a budget. In sense, annual has to submit annual financial statement as per this article. If they want and get it to be approved from the Lok Sabha, if they have not approved from the Lok Sabha, the government has to tender his, the Prime Minister has to tender his resignation and resolve the Lok Sabha and go for election. So that is the important things document which says the budget is very important and it has to be get it approved from the Lok Sabha. And this budget consists of receipts and expenditure for the next financial year. And what would be the receipts and what would be the expenditure? Can someone say what is the revenue receipt? Hello. Okay, I will be explaining what is a revenue receipt. Revenue receipts are which are not redeemable in sense such as taxes and non-tax revenues. If we pay the taxes, whether they will return, the government will return to us. No, it is a revenue receipt to the government which are not redeemable. It is which we will pay and they will provide us services in other form, but they cannot give us back the receipts which we paid. Whereas in the case of a capital receipts, which capital receipts will create a liability or a reduce a financial assets. Can someone explain what is a liability and financial asset? Any MBA finance student?
Financial assets and physical assets, financial assets.
Pardon?
Financial assets. Financial assets.
మీరు తెలుగులోనే చెప్పొచ్చు, నాకు తెలుగు వచ్చు, నేను అంటే మనం తెలుగు హిందీ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఏదైనా పర్లేదు, నేను అర్థం చేసుకోగలను.
Sir, the financial asset means the asset which were purchased during the financial year, sir. That means it may be in a fixed asset or a current asset, sir.
Okay.
Current asset means which can be convertible easily into the cash, and the fixed asset means the organization's fixed assets.
Financial asset stocks, bonds,
sir, examples for the assets, sir. Stocks, bonds.
You are almost expense. You are saying about plant and machinery and etc. So capital receipts create a liability or a financial asset. Example, I am saying disinvestment in public sector undertakings. Disinvestment in public sector undertaking is a creation of a liability or a reduction of a financial asset. Can anyone?
No idea, sir.
Okay, it is a reduction of a financial asset because we are not creating any liability because the central government has a particular stake in a particular PSU, and if they go on to sell the shares, they can go for a disinvestment. So it is a reduction of a asset by the government of India. So in the same sense, there is a revenue expenditure and a capital expenditure. Revenue expenditure is incurred for other than creation of physical asset or a financial asset. Okay. Whereas in the capital expenditure, it is a creation of physical or financial assets. As you said that purchase of plant and machinery, it is a creation of a physical asset. So it can say that capital expenditure. If government of India will will develop particular infrastructure like roads and railways, whether it is a revenue expenditure or capital expenditure. Very good, very good. Okay, so these are the basics of revenue and expenditure. Then we will go for a deficit. Revenue deficit and fiscal deficit. We will see the fiscal deficit in the next slide. Revenue deficit. Deficit is nothing but an expenditure over of the receipts. Here it is revenue deficit is revenue expenditure minus revenue receipts. Similarly, effective revenue deficit is nothing but effective revenue deficit minus grants for creation of capital. See what will happen exactly. This concept has introduced in the year 2011 and 12. The then UPA government has came with the effective revenue deficit. The center will give a grants to the states in the form of a revenue expenditure, but the states will create a particular asset. If say center has given a grant of 2,000 crore and Jagan Mohan Reddy government has built some institution, it is a creation of a capital asset. So to arrive the effective what exactly the deficit is from the expenditure spent on the revenue items, total revenue deficit minus grants for creation of capital assets to the states. So this is my exact revenue deficit, because capital expenditure, if is spent on a capital expenditure, it will give a revenue in the future. Whereas in the case of a revenue expenditure, it may or may not give the expenditure return to the government. Instead, most probably it won't give any revenue. It is only an expenditure for the day-to-day activities of the government for a particular year. So here in the similar case, capital deficit is nothing but a capital expenditure minus capital receipts. Budget deficit, that is the which we have explained in the earlier, excess of total expenditure over total revenue, total receipts. Fiscal deficit, have you heard the term fiscal deficit in the everyday newspapers or in televisions? Any MBA finance friend? Hello?
Can you repeat the question, sir?
What exactly the fiscal deficit means? No idea?
No idea, sir.
Okay. So see, fiscal deficit is nothing but the total borrowings of the government on a particular year. In sense, what are the total borrowings the government has made as on date? It is nothing but a physical. It is measured in terms of a GDP. What is the percentage of GDP? Some X percentage, Y percentage of GDP. The government has has outstanding borrowings on the particular date. Here, in sense, we can say that it is simply says that total borrowing requirements of a government of India is fiscal deficit. And the primary deficit is nothing but fiscal deficit out of total borrowings. What would be the interest payments made to be made on accumulated debt is a primary deficit. In sense, out of the, if you say every month some people we will be paying EMIs, equal monthly installment, which consists of a principal and an interest component. To arrive a principal component, we will deduct from EMI interest component, if then we will arrive at the principal amount. So that is nothing but a primary deficit. What is my primary liability apart from the interest? Can we arrive from the deducting interest payments on the fiscal deficit? So FRBM Act. So this is the major act, one of the major act which was brought in the year 2003 and which has been amended recent times also, basing on the committee recommendations of financial experts and economic experts. Says that this act is for the fiscal consolidation. Fiscal consolidation, in sense, the government cannot go on spending the expenditure by printing the currency or from the borrowing from the outside. So because in order to maintain the physical discipline in an economy, the government has brought the FRBM Act in 2003, mandates to government to take appropriate steps to reduce fiscal deficit, not more than 3%, and to eliminate revenue deficit. Revenue deficit, but unfortunately, this 3% has not been met since the year 2003, but keep on revising every year, depends on the circumstances which we have recently. The COVID pandemic has brought down the economic growth and now slowdown, which has brought the slowdown. Then these limits has been achieved as of now. So then we look into the economic outlook, how the Indian economy is performing, and what exactly the world economies are performing. And so can anyone say what is the GDP? Hello? GDP. What is exactly GDP means, or a national income means?
1 minute, sir. Our student is coming.
Yes, no issue.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
GDP means gross domestic product.
Okay, cost, very good. But in sense, what exactly what you can say? Can you brief about GDP?
Economy will produce a goods, services, or total value of
GDP is the total value, final value of goods and services produced in the domestic territory of India. Whether it might be a domestic player or an international player or MNC come and produced goods or services in India, then it is the final value of goods and services. That is nothing but a GDP for an economy. The world GDP, in sense, what is the final value of all the goods and produced in the particular year is the world GDP. Here it is for the year 2021 it is 5.8, and for the year 2020 it is contracted to minus the 3.12. In fact, there is no production because due to the COVID pandemic, there is no production or many due to lockdowns or any COVID restrictions or movement in the restrictions, economic activity has came slow down. Though 3.12%, the world GDP has came to 3.1%. Similarly, for the year 2020-2021 for the Indian economy, it is minus 7.3, and for the year 2021, it has rebounded to 9.2%. We are near to achieve double-digit growth, which has not happened in the entire history of Indian independent India. And next is the projected GDP.
Excuse me, sir.
Uh-huh.
One more student wants to interact with you, sir.
No, sir, please.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
I want to share about national income.
Okay.
The total value of goods and services produced in a country for 1 year.
Yes.
In the year 2020-21, our economic growth rate is 9.2%.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. And now they are projecting for 8 to 8.5% for the next 20-22 years. And the size of Indian economy is 3.1 US trillion dollars, and we are the government of India has an vision to make it as $5 trillion by 24-25. So these budgets and these initiatives which has been bought by the recent budget hope will make this $5 trillion economy by 24-25. And can anyone say that what are the sectors in a particular economy? Primary sector consists of Okay, primary sector is consists of agricultural and allied activities, whereas in the case of secondary sector consists of industries. I'm saying example. I'm giving an example. Industries and whereas service sectors consists of a development of IT and IT related financial services. These comes in service sector. In our economy of GDP, these are the percentage which they contribute. Primary is contributing 18% around, and secondary is 28%. Majorly, our is a service-led economy, which we will depends on the entire services of our economy is 53%. Whereas if you go to the percentage of employment engaged in these sectors, it is a reverse. In sense, primary is engaging around 45%, and secondary is engaging in 23%. The balance is engaging only in service sector. The in sense, the only 20-25% of the people in the economy are contributing 53% for GDP. So the government is also thinking to transform from the labor force from primary to the secondary and tertiary sectors, which will create a more jobs and economic growth, which will lead to economic growth. We have discussed the fiscal deficit in the previous slide, whereas in the current situation, the country is facing 6.9% of fiscal deficit for the year 2021, and for the next year 2022, it wants to reduce 0.5% and it wants to make 6.4% of GDP. Okay, then inflation. Can anyone say what is inflation?
Rise in general level of prices, sir.
Yes, exactly. Correctly said. General price of rise in level of prices is nothing but an inflation. These are the basic terms which you people should know. Okay, and the CPI inflation is a consumer price index, and WPI is wholesale price index, which will dealt with the different kinds of baskets for arriving the indexation. So CPI is at we can say it is a retail level, and wholesale WPI is at wholesale level. It is 5.6% and 13.56%. WPI is facing a high inflation rate in the economy. Then we will go at a glance, budget at a glance. In sense, what are the receipts and what are the expenditure the government is proposing, and how the deficits are. So here these are the for the year 2022 and 23. If any particular area the finance minister is presenting a budget, he or she will present three budgets for the 3 years. That is, for example, previous year actuals, in sense 2021 actuals, and 2021 budget estimates, and 21-22 budget estimates, and for that is for current year, and also for the revised estimates, and next year budget estimates. So these are 2021 actuals, 21-22 budget estimates, 21-22 and revised estimates, and 22-23 budget estimates. Again, a budget estimates. So these are now the finance minister has presented a budget for 39.44 lakhs crores of budget in this current financial. The next for 22-23, which consists of capital receipts and revenue receipts. Revenue receipts is about 22 lakh crore. And a capital receipt of 17 lakh crore. Out of this total 39 lakh crore, they want to spend more on a capital expenditure. Capital expenditure is 10.6. In sense, the capital expenditure will create or will generate a revenue in the futures. So hence they are more emphasizing on the capital expenditure for the next year. So with this revenue and expenditure, the government, as per the estimate, is facing a revenue deficit of 3.8% and a fiscal deficit of 6.4%. Okay, and can someone say what are the main sources for the government of India? Sources in sense, what is the revenues which they will get? Hello? Hello? Taxes. Yes, taxes. Taxes consists of direct and indirect taxes. So these are the receipt structure of for the budget. How much percentage out of 39 lakh crore? These are the percentage the government is getting a receipts. GST, from GST it is 16% and excise duty 7%. So these are the numbers which they are percentage of numbers which they are going to collect from the people of India in the form of taxes, and also from the borrowings which they will borrow from the market. So can anyone please explain what is GST and bit of to anything income tax and GST, difference between income tax and GST? Quickly.
You person already answered this one.
Can I go ahead?
That student is coming, sir.
Okay, okay.
So that we will make it more effective.
GST is levied in goods and services, sir.
Very good.
And income tax is levied on personal income of a person.
So these are the two differences between the GST and direct and indirect taxes, which are levied and collected. Levied and collected by the same person, or levied and collected by the different person. These are the basic two terms which will differentiate direct and indirect taxes. And non-debt capital receipts. Say example, non-debt capital receipt is disinvestment in PSUs, and a non-tax revenue sale of a spectrum. If the government is proposing to sell of a 5G spectrum by auctioning, then they will get a non-tax revenue. And by borrowings and liabilities, by market in the form of bonds and from the financial institutions or multilateral organizations, the government is wants to borrow 35% of total receipts out of 39 lakhs. So these are the receipts which the government will get a revenue. Similarly, an application of receipts. Out of getting a receipt, they want to spend. If they want to spend, why they will collect the money from the people, or why they will borrow from the market. So these are the structure how in which they wants to spend in the particular, say for example, revenue or in a capital expenditure like interest payments, central sector schemes, centrally sponsored schemes, making an expenditure on the defense, for providing subsidies to the people or a farmers. So these are the application of receipts which the government is going to spend for the next financial year. These are the percentage. So we now Ravi will take over from me. He will be explaining about direct taxes and indirect taxes. Then I will go to the last of what is Amrit Kal, how the government of India has a vision for the next 25 years and what they wants to make in next 25 years. Ravi?
Yes, yeah. Hi, yeah. I believe like someone had explained like what is the difference between the taxes and your taxes, right? I will just give one small definition. It will be easier to remember. If it is a income tax that you will pay on what you get. If it is a GST that you will pay on what you spend. Means whatever you are getting, that you pay on that income tax, and what you are paying like to purchase TV, to purchase washing machine, if you want to go to a hotel, on means like all your expenses, on all your expenses you will pay the GST or the custom duty, that one. But income tax is what you will get as a money, and on that what you will pay. So this is a simple definition. If you guys can remember, that will be happy for you guys. Okay. And one more thing, after this budget, if you can just see the outlook for next 3 years, India is showing a growth rate of 9%. If you see in the world economy, we are the best, means like we are the fastest growing economy after this budget. Is showing a like 9%, 9.1, 9.2 for next 3 years. It is really a, I will say it is like it is very big growth we can see in next 3 years. And that is why our government also has made this budget as an expenditure budget. Expenditure budget is like they are more focusing to spend money on the infrastructures, and they want to attract, and they want to create new jobs. They want to improve business. They want to give funding to all the sector to do more. Please do business. Please create an opportunity for the employment. Please do Means like please generate revenue. So it is very much, this budget is very attractive budget for all the business sectors. Okay, I will start this thing. Okay, if you can see that income tax, what are the changes has been proposed in our budget? Is that like, okay, if someone want to start a business, they had given previously that startup, for all the startup companies till 31st March 2022, they given a benefit that if they are falling into some sectors like farming, agricultural, first 3 years, 100% no tax to be paid. That provision they have made it to 31st March 2024. Means they given time for all the people to start the business till 2024 and can avail the benefit. Hello? I believe like everyone can able to understand. Okay, fine. And and they have reduced the, okay, and for all the manufacturing companies, whoever are starting till 2024, they all can avail the tax rate of 15%. If you see, normally all the companies are in the bracket of 25% or 30% brackets. Means like whatever the incomes they will generate, I will say it's a profit. On the profit, they have to pay 15% only. But it was normally, it is at like 25%. I think like, okay, I would like to ask you a simple question, like what is the startup? Can someone can answer?
Startup అంటే ఏంటి? Some of you go there.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, please.
Startup is, interacting of world, sir. New company of existing the of certain
Creating new company.
creating a new company, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Means like start. It could be a company, it could be a partnership form, it could be anything, but it's something is new. Is called a startup. Something is new to start the business is called a startup. Yeah, done. Yeah. So for all the startups, they given a good encouragement by the government to start the businesses, that we are there to support you. First 3 years, means like first 3 years, you are not required to pay taxes. Please start the businesses. So that is a good initiative by the government has taken in the last year, and they have extended that support even this year also. And they have encouraged the manufacturing companies also to please start the manufacturing companies, because of the manufacturing companies, there are so many sectors will get benefited. That is by employment wise, means like one product is coming out, means all the sub products or sub related services all will get benefited with that. So that is why they given a good support in this budget to start the businesses, to start the manufacturing companies. And one more thing, okay, how we will pay income tax to the government? We will pay the income tax by preparing a income tax return document. That return we will prepare and we will submit to the income tax government, and we'll declare our incomes in that, and we will pay the tax. In last year, means like from last 4 years, there was no concept called, because like if you cannot file a revised return no, you cannot file a return after the due date. Means if some due date they have fixed, the government has fixed the due date by 31st October or June 30th. After that, there is no concept, you cannot file a return at all. But now in this budget, they have introduced a term called updated return. That means you can declare, means okay, last year I forgot to declare some 5 lakh rupees as an income in my income tax return. Now I can go and revise the return and I can file the return. That is called updated return. So this is really a new, okay. And one more thing here, if I want to declare some loss, it will not accept. It will accept only if there is an income. So that is what is a new concept they have brought in now. And okay, just one small thing, like many of you might be trading, right? Or like your parents or your friends might be doing the trading. Like they might be trading in the equity shares or commodities like gold and this thing. I think like most of you. Okay, and now there is a new concept has come from last couple of years in the world economy, that is a cryptocurrency. That is called digital currency. So many people, because like in India, it was not allowed officially till last year. But this year, there are so many apps and so many things that cryptocurrency has emerged very drastically into our economy. So now they made it as a formalized by saying that you can trade in the digital currency and it will be taxable at 30% of the income. Means like, okay, you might have invested some 1 lakh rupees into the cryptocurrency and you might have made a like 2 lakh rupees profit in that. So that 2 lakh rupees will be taxed at 30% straight away. And if you got in some other business as a loss, that loss cannot be offsetted with this I believe like you might be knowing business law, setting of losses. Someone explain or someone can just put the can you offset the losses? If someone knows, they can talk, or otherwise I will explain the thing. Setting of losses between one business to one business or one head to another head.
Tax.
సార్ డిస్క్లోజ్డ్ ఇన్కమ్ అయితే అడ్జస్ట్ చేయొచ్చు సార్, అన్డిస్క్లోజ్డ్ అయితే చేయకూడదు సార్.
You can because like see, I will tell you, undisclosed income nobody will know, correct?
Yes sir.
So undisclosed income ని మనం ఏ విధంగా ఆఫ్సెట్ అంటే లైక్ డిస్క్లోజ్ చేయకపోతే that we will not be, because nobody will know that income, correct?
Yes sir.
Yeah, see, I will tell you here is in income tax there are like 5 heads. One is the income from house property, income from the business, and income from the capital gains, and income from the other sources are there, right? So they are the 5 heads are there. Sorry, income from salary also is there. So all these 5 heads are there. So okay, and someone is doing 2 businesses, like one, and in one business you might be getting some profit, and in second business if he is getting some loss, he can offset. But in the case of this digital currency, that offsetting is not allowed. Whatever income you will get, you have to pay tax of 30% straight away without anything. Means like you have to pay, means you have to pay straight away. So that is a thing they have made it. So, and Okay, and one person is gifting to someone else as a cryptocurrency, that is also taxable straight away in the hands of the receiver. Okay, this is for the digital currency. And okay, I will come to the undisclosed income. I think like the student has told me that undisclosed income, correct? That undisclosed income. Okay, if okay, in income tax there is a process. I think like there are so many movies also has come, and you might have seen like Article 36 movie. Okay, fine. I will explain you. Okay, if someone is minting the money and he is not declaring that income in the income tax return. So, and if the government comes to know that, and they will come and do search and find out that that much income you have not declared in your income tax return, and you have to pay taxes on that. So in that case, if the income tax officials have found out is there any undisclosed income in that time, you cannot offset with any losses. Undisclosed income should be taxed at the normal taxes, and you cannot declare that time, sir, I was having some other business loss and all. So if they find out any undisclosed income, that you have to pay taxes without any doubt. That loss or this thing cannot be offset at all. Okay, so then we will go to the next one. In indirect taxes. These indirect taxes is what I have told you, that indirect taxes is on the spending what we pay. So I would say that, because if I explain all these things, then I believe, because like you have to read the law in detail, then only I can explain you the, because there are very few changes has come into the GST, very few changes. That input tax credit, if someone knows about input tax credit, can someone explain about the GST, like input tax credit in GST, if someone knows?
No idea, sir.
Okay, fine then, because if I explain about these points also, people will not be able, means the students will not be able to understand. So because very few changes has come into the GST. Okay, and I will explain you like how it is going to impact. And the government has taken a good initiative. I will say it's very good initiative. Why? Because they want to, means like they want to improve local manufacturing. They don't want any imported goods. Means they want to reduce the imports. If we reduce the imports, the dollars to go from our country will come down, right? So that is the reason they don't want any, means like they want to reduce the imports. If they reduce the imports, automatically the dollars will be with us only. So if there, so that is why, to reduce the imports and to export and to increase the exports, they have increased the customs duty on some products like earphones. If you are importing earphones, the duty rates have been increased. And if there is any agri product drugs, if you are importing, the duty have been increased. And at the same time, imitation jewelry, if you are importing, the duties have been increased. And at the same time, they have reduced the custom duty on some aspects like polished diamonds. So this polished diamonds, if you are importing, they have reduced the duty. It was 7.5% previously, and now they had reduced to 5%. And okay, I will explain you one simple thing, like blended fuel and unblended fuel. Anybody knows about this blended fuel and unblended fuel? I am just asking a general question, like blended fuel and unblended fuel. I'm just asking a general word, blended fuel and unblended fuel. Okay, I will explain you. If it is a blended fuel, the smoke what comes out from your vehicle is very less. Unblended fuel, the smoke means in all our two-wheelers, four-wheelers, we use the blended fuel only. If someone want to use unblended fuel, the excise duty on that has been increased because they want to reduce pollution. So to reduce the pollution, they increase the excise duty on the unblended fuel. Okay, now we are coming into the last chapter of like how this budget is impacting the individuals and how it is impacting the corporates. Okay, for the individuals, what are the benefits they given? And as you guys know, we are all suffered because of the COVID, right? Just because of the COVID, so many families have lost their family members and all the things. So in that case, whatever the monies are coming from the employer to that family is been exempted. Means like if in case of someone has died in the family, if employer is providing 10 lakh rupees to that family by saying that it is in that case, then that expenditure is allowed for the employer, and that 10 lakh rupees will not be considered as an income for that particular family person. And if there is any medical treatment, that money has been allocated by the employer, that money is being allowed as an expenses. Like that, just because of the COVID, who are all impacted, for them, they given means like they given a support, the government has supported. And we all trade in the markets, right? So the Bitcoin and also all the Bitcoins are taxed at 30%, and updated return has, as I explained you, the updated return, they given a opportunity to revise or to disclose the income after 2 years also. So that is a new amendments have given to the individuals. And you cannot offset the losses when there is a search by the income tax department. If there is a search happen in your this thing, and some income is been identified in the search, then you cannot offset that income against any losses, that you have to pay straight taxes against that income. And how it is impacting the corporates, as I explained previously, corporates are going to get benefited much. That is the reason they have given a boost by saying that you will be taxed at 15% only, not at the 30% or not at 25%, only at 15%. So if someone want to start a manufacturing company, this is the right time. Right time means right time, because 15% is very nominal tax rates, because normally all the taxes are at the rate of 25% to 30%, but they give an option to the new manufacturing companies to be taxed at 15%. So this is the right opportunity. If someone want to start a manufacturing company or something, this is the right opportunity for them to start. And just by starting that, they will be what I will say, they will be creating the employment opportunity, and many other industries will get benefited with that. So this is for the manufacturing sector. And startups, as I told you, it is like 100% profit for the 3 years. That benefit has been given till 2023. And one more thing, I will explain to you about just a small concept, and then I will hand over to Mr. Harsha. One small concept. In the COVID time, because if you can see, there are so many employees have gone to their homes. and they have so many employees have lost their jobs, and so many productions got stopped for 6 months to 8 months. So that time the government has come and have declared one small scheme by saying that ECLGS, it is an emergency credit line guarantee scheme. How it works is that, like, if someone is having an existing loan with the bank with 1 crore rupee or like 5 crore rupee, the banks itself, they called the clients, sir, please come and take additional 20% without security. Why? Because that has given is that to not to lose any employees just because of the COVID, just to fund the employer to give a boost by saying that you are not required to give any security, but please take this money extra and you do the business and you pay your employee's salary. So that scheme they have introduced during the COVID time. And now that scheme has been extended till 31st March 2023. So it is really a big money for all the companies to do additional business, because if someone is giving money without security, of course it's a good money for the business to do the more business. So that is how it is being done. And as you and for the corporates, like custom duty has come down in smartwatches. No, custom duty has increased to promote local manufacturing, like smartwatches and all the things. All these things will be costlier after 1st April 2022. So if someone want to purchase smartphone or headphones, please purchase it before 31st March 22. After that, you will see a like 2.5% excess you have to pay whatever you want to pay. This is what, and I am handing over the to Mr. Harsha for the pillars of union budget.
This is the last slide, which we will be winding up this with this last slide, and this is these 4 things are the pillars for the union budget for Amrut Kal. In sense, Amrut Kal is for the next 25 years, and next ఇంకా 20 సంవత్సరాల్లో గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా ఏం చేయాలి ఏంటి అంటే మన ఎకానమీని ముందుకు ఎలా తీసుకెళ్ళాలి, 100 years లో what they wants to see as a vision of at the 100th year of independence. These are the key sectors which the government wants to focus. One is infrastructure. Under this PM Gati Shakti, which they will promote infrastructure development. Majorly, they have taken the 7 engines for the growth of economy by promoting the infrastructure, roads, railways, airports, transportation, waterways, and logistics. These are the infrastructure which will promote economic transformation, in sense to increase the GDP growth and to make 2024 at $5 trillion economy, and by achieving the goals which has envisaged for the next 25 years. These are the basic foundations they are laying in this budget. By allocating the sufficient resources, it might be from the government or from the private capital or with PPP, public-private partnerships. So they want to invest in these 7 sectors, 7 engines for the growth of the economy. The next was inclusive development, using of latest technologies like drone technology and a capital expenditure by constructing a new dams or linking a river links by the government has said that they will link the Krishna, Godavari, Krishna to Kaveri rivers. By linking up these rivers, they will make more of a agricultural land, in sense to increase the grass sown area in the economy for the agriculture purpose, and also to for health and education sector by introducing the more of a TV channels, especially dedicated television channels for the education to promote the education for basically in the rural areas where they are not able to access the latest developments happening in around the world, to learn from the TV shows, in sense TV lessons across the India, and also upgrade the basic urban and rural amenities for the inclusive development and promoting the digital payments. And the next thing is 3rd pillar is productivity enhancement and investment, sunrise opportunities. So the basic thing, this is the thing is which wants to promote the governance. As of now, the government is believing in minimum governance, minimum government and a maximum governance. Now they have changed from that to trust-based governance, which we will believe on the governance, and they will govern us for ease of living and doing the business. These initiatives of e-passport, one nation, one registration. If you want to buy a property and you don't need to go to the local sub-register office, they will make a portal which will make a one nation, one registration, one document registration. You can go for anywhere. If you sit in anywhere and some other party sitting anywhere, you can make a registration on an online portal. And the replacement of SEZ special economic zones, which has been introduced in the 2005, and they wants to bring a new legislation to promote the exports and to increase the productive activity. And they have a more emphasis on sunrise opportunities. Sunrise opportunities are nothing but investments in artificial intelligence, green energy, solar energy. So these kind of and space technologies. So these are the sunrise opportunities which will promote growth with the help of technology. And next thing is carbon neutral economy, which as we had committed, India has committed in the Paris conference for COP, in sense conference of parties. You can say that for climate change and climate change activities, which across the globe will make pledges and enters into an agreement to reduce the carbon emissions in the economy. So promote the sustainable development and a growth, will inclusive growth kind of activities. So they made a few goals, and to achieve that goals, the carbon neutral economy, they wants to promote the green energy or solar energy. For that is one of the things. And the last one is financing of investment. To do all these things of to invest for making a capital expenditure, we need a financing of investments, which may be from the private sector or the public sector, and by allocating more in the budget. So we have seen the increase in the capex around 10.9 lakh crores has been infusing in the form of capex budget out of 39 lakh crore of entire budget for promoting capital expenditure in the economy. And international financial service center, which has been already established and which will be going to operationalize in the state of Gujarat. And international arbitration center. When we go with the companies, when we see the companies, major companies, or say for example, if you see Amazon and Reliance are making a deal, and since there is a collision has happened in this future deals, and since future company, so that is called they will go for arbitration. So to resolve the things at the earliest, they want to go for an arbitration. So setting up international arbitration center and a digital rupee. This is the one of the concept which the government is a new initiative, digital rupee. Can anyone say what is currency? Since మనం రోజు చూస్తున్నాం కదా currency notes ni. So that is what is the value of that currency? Hello. 500 rupees or 2000 rupees or 100 rupees. So actually it is only a paper. When the demonetization has happened, if you have a old currency of before 2016, you can say that is only a paper that doesn't have any value. So government will make a promise that this particular note is having, and there, since government will, RBI governor will sign that this is the value of 100 rupees or 200 rupees or 500 rupees. Now the RBI wants to bring digital rupee in the form, in sense, this currency, the paper-based currency will be replaced in the form of a digital rupee. So that's the basic we can say now. And sovereign green bonds to promote the green technologies and fiscal space to states. The government has allocated almost 1 lakh crore rupees in this budget for the states to get loans or grants from the center for the promoting for the particular instance to states. The states can borrow from the 1 lakh crore out of depending on the state's performance of fiscal discipline and fiscal performance. They will get a borrowings from the center. So these are the 4 pillars the government wants to use, will make for the next 25 years. Okay, thank you. Any questions or anything you people wants to share?
Thank you very much, sir. That is actually a very interesting
discussion or presentation from your side. Because so many things put very nicely and very simply. I could understand like this direct tax and indirect tax. What the taxation on what we get is our direct tax. Taxation on what we spend is our indirect tax. Really wonderful presentation, sir. And even though these things are available, but unless we interact with a human being, experts like you, so only by interacting, our students will learn more. I'm very thankful for your spending your time, valuable time with our students. Now I request no 2 to 3 students to give their feedback or impressions how they have understood. First, some of you please come. మీరు ఎలా అర్థం చేసుకున్నారు సార్ వాళ్ళు చెప్పినట్టు?
These are which the basic economic terms which they will go for a campus interviews or a next interviews after completing the MBA for the final year students. If you go these things and add in their interview instance, they could by explaining in the interview sessions, they will make some more marks and get placed in the companies.
Excellent, sir. We are very happy to have you interact with you, and at Narayana MBA will be making a friendship with some of the experts like you, sir. Now,
thank you, sir.
I
definitely assist the students in this kind of activities.
Definitely, sir. Both Harsha sir and Kishore sir very happy. Please, some of you give your feedback and how you have felt about this budget session, because these are new terms they will understand more. What is your opinion, please?
Sir, I have a small doubt, sir. Sir, 15% benefit rate was given by the government to the manufacturing companies, sir. Sir, can you tell me what's the benefit rate, sir?
Okay. Can you please explain?
Yeah, see. Hello. Yeah, see. Okay, if some company has made some profits now, okay, they have to pay at the rate of 25%, and on top of it they have to pay surcharge, they have to pay education just on, so that almost is equal to 30%. And if it is some partnership has made a profit of something, they have to pay 30% plus education and all. But if it is a manufacturing company is getting started now, and they have to pay taxes at the rate of 15% only. Means it is means the government want the people to start manufacturing. Means like instead of importing something outside country, so please start manufacturing on our own, because we have a big asset in our country, manpower. So to best utilize our manpower to create the employment opportunities, the government have asked us to start the manufacturing. We are giving a beneficial rate of taxation. So please, so it is to promote the manufacturing. I hope your query got clarified.
Sir, I have another doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you tell me about the amendments regarding the input tax credits?
Input tax credit. See, input tax credit, if you, okay, but do you know the concept of input tax credit? Then I can explain a bit. Okay. Okay. In the last financial year, you have forgot to avail the input tax credit when you are paying the GST. Okay. So that you had an earlier provision to take that input tax credit into account till September 30th return. But now they given that September 30th return time to November 30th. Means like in the last financial year, you forgot to take the input tax credit for certain amount, that you can take the input tax credit now till November 30th instead of September 30th.
Sir, extension of the date, sir.
Extension of the due date to avail the previous year income tax, sorry, previous year input tax credit.
Sir, I have one more doubt, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, for the unpolished diamonds, there is a 5% government
Custom duty.
Sir, for the polished diamonds, there is no customs duty. That means what is the percentage of the customs duty?
In our budget, they have told only about the unpolished diamonds only to import, because they want to local manufacturing. Even for the polished diamonds also 5% is the duty, custom duty.
Got any other notes? Sir, where are we going? Quick question. Your last one.
So thank you for this wonderful session, sir. And I have a doubt, in this budget 2022, there is any changes in slab rates?
No changes. No changes. No
Okay, sir.
changes in any rates, only benefits they given. No changes in our existing this thing.
So by not changing the tax rates, the government wants to increase the tax base. Say, for example, you people are going to earn in the next year or after placement or a file instance, if a place you are supposed to pay the taxes. So at present up to 2,50,000 there is no tax. So next year also there won't be no tax till only 2,50,000. If you people are going to the corporates and earning more than 5 lakhs or 6 lakhs or 10 lakhs, so you people are coming under that tax base. By increasing the tax base, they will get a more revenue by not changing the tax rates.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Can we conclude the session or any questions from the students?
Can you just go to the first slide, sir? We will have a snap, and also once you can switch on your video so that we'll have a photo, sir. Just a photo. Yeah. So finally, I request Swarga to say some vote of thanks, because they have were very much benefited by spending so much time in spite of their busy schedule. Just say some vote of thanks.
So thank you, sir, for spending valuable time on Department of Narayana Engineering College MBA. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
What do you learn from the session?
So I gained a lot of knowledge about budgets analysis, sir, how to analyze the budget and reasons for that also, sir. I know, sir. Just now I got many knowledge, sir.
Please read the economics newspaper in any daily newspapers. We'll getting more knowledge and how the economy is performing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We have like business news analysis in college itself, sir.
Okay, no issue. So okay, which will you people have to understand how the economy is going.
Okay, sir.
What are the GDP rates and how the currency is performing, what are the markets are performing, then only will better to view from a different perspective than the normal layman. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
Sir. మరి ఏం నోట్ చేసుకున్నాం ఏం చెప్పారు అనుకున్నాను. అన్ని ఒకేసారి అర్థం కాదు. 10%, 20% నాకు 5%. కొత్త విషయాలు తెలుసుకోవాలి. అన్ని మనకి తెలిసిన బట్టి కాకపోతే అసలు ఎలా అప్రోచ్ అవ్వాలి. ఇప్పుడు బడ్జెట్ గురించి మనకి వాల్యూమ్స్ వాళ్ళు తీసుకెళ్ళి వస్తాయి. ఇప్పుడు మనకి వచ్చి వాళ్ళు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడం వల్ల అవ్వచ్చు మనం 10% వేరే అండర్స్టాండ్ అసలు ఏంటి ఇక్కడ బడ్జెట్ ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, ఇన్కమ్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ కొన్ని టర్మ్స్ ఆ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్. మీరు హౌస్ కొన్నారంటే క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ 10 lakhs పెట్టి హౌస్ కొన్నారు. అలా మురళీకృష్ణ వాళ్ళు పోయి ఒక 10,000 రూపాయలు స్పెండ్ చేస్తారు. హౌస్ మీద రెంట్ రావచ్చు, రెంట్ ఇస్తారు. మురళీకృష్ణ సో దట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఇలా ప్రాక్టికల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ కొన్ని టెక్నికల్ టర్మ్స్ ఉంటాయి. తక్కువ సబ్జెక్ట్ టెక్నికల్ సబ్జెక్ట్ చూసుకున్నప్పుడే మనకి డైలీ నోట్ చేస్తున్నారు. వీళ్ళు ఎప్పుడు కూడా చాలా ఎక్కువ నోట్ చేసుకుంటున్నారు. ఎంత నోట్ చేసుకుని దాన్ని తీసుకుంటే స్పాంజ్ మాదిరి స్పాంజ్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, నేను అర్థం కదా కొన్ని విషయాలు మన తల మీద పోతుంది, మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఎగ్జామ్ అంటే బడ్జెట్ ఇచ్చినట్టు మనం మీకు ఒక 20,000 ఇన్కమ్, మీ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ 50,000, ఒక ఎంత తెచ్చితే 30,000. 30,000 మనం చూసుకోవాలి కదా, ఇది ఫైనాన్సింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద బడ్జెట్ డెఫిసిట్. మన ఎక్స్టర్నల్ సోర్సెస్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ మా హౌస్ ఇంటి పక్కన వాళ్ళు ఫాలో చేసుకోవాలి. ఇంకా డైరెక్ట్ ట్యాక్స్, ఇండైరెక్ట్ ట్యాక్స్ చాలా బాగా అనిపిస్తుంది. మనకి ఇన్కమ్ వస్తే మనకు వచ్చే అమౌంట్ మీద ట్యాక్స్, డైరెక్ట్ ట్యాక్స్, ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్స్. మనం స్పెండ్ చేసాము, మనం ఏదో ఓల్డ్ పోయాము, తర్వాత ఇంకోటున్నాము, ఇవన్నీ కూడా జిఎస్టీ ఇండైరెక్ట్ ట్యాక్స్ వాళ్ళ కాన్సెప్ట్ వాళ్ళు ప్రాక్టీస్ మనకి పాయింట్. సో ఇవన్నీ ఇప్పుడు ఎకానమీ తర్వాత అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎకానమీ ఫర్ ఫైనాన్స్ స్టూడెంట్స్. ఎకానమిక్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్, ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్, దేని మీద ట్యాక్స్లు పెరుగుతున్నాయి, తర్వాత ఏ ఇండస్ట్రీకి ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఆల్ మన బడ్జెట్ ఏమైతే ఆల్ ఐటీ సెక్టర్ బాగా ఫోకస్ చేశారు. ఐటీ సెక్టర్ అంతా బాగా డిజిటల్ కరెన్సీస్ తర్వాత ఇవన్నీ బెనిఫిట్ చేశారు కదా. సో మనం ఎటువంటి ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ లో ఉన్నాము, ఎక్కడ ట్యాక్సెస్ వస్తున్నాయి, ఎక్కడ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ రేట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఎక్కడ మనకి బెనిఫిట్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ ఇండస్ట్రీ అన్నారు, అగ్రికల్చర్ బెనిఫిట్ ఇచ్చారు. స్టార్ట్అప్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? న్యూ ఐడియాస్ అంటే టెక్నాలజీ బేస్డ్ స్టార్ట్అప్స్ బాగా ఎంకరేజ్ చేస్తారు. టెక్నాలజీ బేస్డ్ స్టార్ట్అప్స్ డ్రోన్స్ అని, ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్, తర్వాత ఈ ఐటీ బేస్డ్ స్టార్ట్అప్స్, తర్వాత ఐటీ బేస్డ్ స్టార్ట్అప్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఇవి రాష్ట్రం యూనిక్ ఆర్ట్ రాష్ట్రం. ఇండియాలో స్టార్ట్అప్స్ చాలా యూనిక్, చాలా ప్రామినెన్స్ వస్తుంది. యూనికార్న్స్ అంటే ఒక $1 billion యూనికార్న్ అంటే ఏంటంటే చూడండి. యూనికార్న్స్ అంటే కంపెనీస్, స్టార్ట్అప్స్ వచ్చేసి ఇంత పెద్ద కంపెనీస్ యూనికార్న్స్ అంటారు. సో మనకి యూనికాన్స్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టొమాటో అని తర్వాత ఇవన్నీ వస్తున్నాయి కదా. పేటిఎం, నైకా అంటే చాలా వచ్చాయి ఈ మధ్య. అరౌండ్ ఈ 1 year లో 40 యూనికాన్స్ వచ్చాయి. ఆన్లైన్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కంపెనీస్ బైజూస్ వేదాంత అనాకాడమీ, యూడెమీ, వైట్ హ్యాట్, ఇది ఒక రాష్ట్రం మీరు టాపిక్. వాట్ ఆర్ ద యూనికార్న్స్ ఇన్ ఇండియా లాస్ట్ 1 year? Unicorns అంటే స్టార్ట్అప్ అయ్యి పెద్దగా కంపెనీస్ which has started as a new idea and has grown up very big. It's a short span of time. What are the unicorns in India in the last 1 year? Language. Last time this one is such a even I gave you the best one. People will ask that. Unicorns. I don't know about the project. Some of project idea around sir. Ye project title level sir. Title will ask that. Title number of sir. We are title number. చాలా కంపెనీస్ మనకి మార్కెట్ వస్తున్నాయి కదా, ఇనిషియల్ పబ్లిక్ ఆఫర్ ఐపీఓస్. ఈవెన్ ఎల్ఐసి ఆల్సో కమింగ్. లాస్ట్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ కంపెనీస్ ఐపీఓ వచ్చాయి కదా, నైకా, తర్వాత టొమాటో, పేటిఎం. పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఐపీఓస్ ఇన్ లాస్ట్ 1 year. ఇది ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది. CBDs, central bank digital currencies, digital rupee అన్నారు. ఇదంతా మనం డిజిటలైజేషన్ మీద పోతాం. ఇది అంతా డిజిటల్ ప్రొవైడ్ ఇదంతా డిజిటలైజేషన్ ఇదంతా మనకి స్టాక్ మార్కెట్, ఫైనాన్షియల్ అసెట్స్. మనకి ఏమున్నాయి స్టడీ లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ 2 types of assets. ఫిజికల్ అసెట్స్, ఫైనాన్షియల్. ఫిజికల్ అసెట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఆ ల్యాండ్, బిల్డింగ్స్, ఫ్యాక్టరీస్, ఈ కార్, you can touch and feel. Physical assets. Financial assets అంటే bonds, stock certificates కొనుక్కోవడం అంతే కదా. ఇప్పుడు సర్టిఫికేట్స్ కూడా లేకుండా డిజిటల్ డిమాట్. మీరు రిలయన్స్ ఒక 1000 షేర్స్ కొనాలనుకోండి, ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి 1000 షేర్స్? డిమాట్ అక్కడ చేసిన షేర్ సర్టిఫికేట్ డిమాట్ వస్తుంది. అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ ఇన్ ద పేపర్ ఫామ్. పేపర్ ఫామ్ కూడా కాదు, పేపర్లెస్. ఒక ఓన్లీ వాడు ఒక ఎంట్రీ ఇచ్చుకుంటాడు. బ్యాంకులో రోజు పోయిన నాకు అంటే రాసిస్తాడు. డైలీ మీరు వస్తాను అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ ప్రామిస్. ఈ ప్రామిస్ మీద పెద్ద పెద్ద కోట్ల బిజినెస్ చేసేవాడు. ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కంపెనీ ఏంటి? ఎల్ఐసి. ఎల్ఐసి ఏమిస్తుంది మీకు? ఏంటది? ప్రామిస్. ప్రామిస్ ఏదో డ్యామేజ్ అయితే మేము ఇస్తాం. వాటి క్లెయిమ్ చేస్తారు. 70-80 years దాకా ఒక పర్సన్ లాస్ట్ లో ఇస్తాం. అందుకే దానికి యూనిట్ వాడు యూనిట్ ప్రాఫిట్స్ వస్తుంటాయి ఎల్ఐసి. So many people at one election quarter this previous election. And they will give a promise or guarantee as it will be, but if there is any danger to your life, they the tax changes and also the budget short 1 hour like the one second. Amount ఇప్పుడు కూడా బడ్జెట్స్ 3 hours 4 hours మధ్యాహ్నం 4 గంటలు చెప్తారు ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ only one and a half hour control the simple only the focus on IT and digital this is ఎక్కువ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ చేసి తర్వాత లాట్ ఆఫ్ హైవేస్ వీటి మీద ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ లాజిస్టిక్స్ అంతకుముందు అయితే మనం ఏదో ట్యాక్స్ పెంచడం తగ్గడం అది గోల్ పెట్టడం అంతా ఉంది కదా పాపులరిస్టిక్ బడ్జెట్స్ లాగా పబ్లిసిటీ బడ్జెట్ ఏంటంటే కూడా మన యూనిక్ చేంజెస్ నాకు 1000 రూపాయలు పెరిగితే నాకు 500 పెరిగితే ఈ పర్సనల్ ట్యాక్స్ టచ్ చేయలేదు కార్పొరేట్ ట్యాక్స్ కార్పొరేట్ బాగా బెనిఫిట్ చేశారు చూసారు 35% 15% investments you will benefit. So okay. Digital very good. Digital university set up this learning finance technology free courses పెడతా ఉన్నారు తర్వాత ఛానల్స్ టీవీ ఛానల్స్ దీంట్లో మోస్ట్ డిస్ప్లే చేసిన ఇప్పుడు ఏమైనా మన పిల్లకాయలు ఏమంటారు టీవీలో వస్తే చూస్తాను టీవీ అలవాటు మీకు ఛానల్స్ మన ఎంతసేపు చూస్తున్నాం లాస్ట్ టైం ఎగ్జామ్ చూస్తారు కదా నైట్ 2 గంటలు కూడా మన వెబ్సైట్ మన లైట్ వస్తుంది obvious online so even if you to understand what is the investment environment in the economy. మీరు ఏం చదివారు లేఖన బిజినెస్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఇండియన్ ఫైనాన్స్ సిస్టమ్ సో ఇవంతా మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే ఈ ఫైనాన్స్ అంతా ఒకటే సబ్జెక్ట్ మీరు అనుకోవచ్చు ఎక్కువ ఎకానమీ గురించి మనకే సంబంధించిన 4 కోర్సులు ఇచ్చారు సో మీ అందరి దగ్గర సిలబస్ ఉందా సిలబస్ లేనప్పుడు హ్యాండ్ సిలబస్ అసలు చూడండి నాకు చూడాలి ఇది ఎన్ని యూనిట్లు ఉన్నాయి ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ పేరు ఏంటి సో మీకు ఒక 8 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇచ్చాం ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ లో నేను షేర్ చేస్తాను సో ఈ ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ లో ఇంట్రడక్షన్ టు ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ అవెన్యూస్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్స్ ఇవన్నీ ఉన్నాయి కదా ఈ టాపిక్స్ అది నేను చెప్తాను నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ లో నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ చెప్తాం సో మీకు ఈ యూనిట్ 1 మీద 14th క్వశ్చన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 14th యూనిట్ 1 మీద మీకు ఎగ్జామ్ అసైన్మెంట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సో మీరు నేను క్వశ్చన్ షేర్ చేస్తాను క్వశ్చన్ బ్యాంక్ దాని మీద నోట్స్ కూడా షేర్ చేస్తాను మీరు కూడా కొంచెం దాంట్లో క్వశ్చన్ బ్యాంక్ తర్వాత ఆన్సర్స్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి రాసుకొని తర్వాత ఇది కూడా రాసుకోండి ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ లెవెల్ స్లైడ్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ లేదు వారెన్ బఫెట్ రాకేష్ ద్వారా రాధాకృష్ణ డిమార్ట్. సో మీరు ఒక్కొక్కరు ఒక్కొక్క లెజెండ్ తీసుకోండి. ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ స్టాక్ మార్కెట్ బయట ఫ్లెక్సీలో వాళ్ళే రాసుకుని ఉంటారు లెజెండ్. లెజెండ్ జన్మదిన శుభాకాంక్షలు. మన సబ్జెక్ట్స్ మీరు ఐడెంటిఫై చేసుకుని నేను ఒక 30 నేమ్స్ మీకు ఆ గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టాను. ఆయన ఫిలాసఫీ ఏంటి, ఆయన హౌ మీకు వీడియో చూపించాను. ఈ ప్యాకేజ్ వాళ్ళ మన ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్స్ స్టాక్ మార్కెట్ ట్రేడింగ్ వీటిలో ఎలా వాళ్ళు సక్సీడ్ అయ్యారు, వాళ్ళ అప్రోచ్ వాళ్ళ ఫిలాసఫీ ఏంటి. సో మీరు ఏంటంటే మన ఫైనాన్స్ ఏంటి, ఎంత రిస్క్ తీసుకుంటే అంటే మనం ఎంత ఎఫర్ట్ పెడితే మీకు మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, మన టీచర్ ఏమో డోర్ ఓపెన్ చేస్తాం, నేను రాస్తాను ఇంగ్లీష్ లో సాంగ్ ఆస్క్ వాటర్ బట్ యు కాంట్ మేక్ ఇట్ మీరు రోజు కంటిన్యూస్ పెరగాలి. అది కూడా నేను నెంబర్ ఫోన్ చేసి
సార్ లైవ్ ఇంకా జరుగుతుంది సార్. ఎండ్